Hey everybody, I am Captain Tommy Scoville, and this is the lifeboat. People, if you weren't paying attention, you might have thought that you're on the Tommy Scoville Show. The name of the channel has changed. It is now officially the lifeboat. You people spoke. You voted, and the overwhelming majority of votes came in for lifeboat. I'm super happy with it, people. I was never really comfortable calling the channel by my name. The reason I did in the beginning should be pretty obvious to everybody. I mean, my brother's Johnny Scoville. I wanted people to be able to find me. And the other thing is that I had my heart set on Ounce of Prevention. Unfortunately, that name is trademarked, so that was not an option. And afterwards, when we had the list, my heart was set on Redemption. I thought that was, and I still think that's a great name. But as it worked out, somebody picked up on it. Actually, I think a couple of people picked up on the whole, the whole lifeboat thing, and then the people, you guys voted, and it's communication again. It's really what it boils down to, right? It's the communication. I don't want to communicate to the world as words mean things. I don't want to communicate to the world that this is my channel. It's not. This channel belongs to all of the people who are on this boat. And people, you may have noticed that lifeboat is 2 words. In the real world, lifeboat is 1 word. So don't send me a text message that says, lifeboat is 1 word. Yes, if it's a lifeboat, like as in one of the million of them across the country, around the world rather, hanging on the sides of ships so that if something bad happens, they can jump into a lifeboat. This is the lifeboat, as in we are all in this together, this big boat we call life, and it's different for us because we all suffer from one affliction or another. And so it is very intentional that this is, that it is 3 words. And this morning, people, I just wanted to announce that I also, tonight's going to be an Ounce of Prevention, where I talk to parents about drugs. But just in the time that I have left, people, I really wanted to hammer home the communication thing. There were some great comments yesterday about communication, and there were so many people who just said, it's way bigger than just sobriety or relapse. And you're right, absolutely 100% right. There is nothing, really nothing, that doesn't come back to communication, whether it's you and your significant other, whether it's you and your boss, or you and your employees. Communication is the key to a great relationship, a great anything. It is also the fastest way to destroy one. And people, I did a video, 3 weeks back or whatever, that said, words mean things. Words have power. They have incredible power. You can do so much more damage with a tongue than you can with a weapon. We really need to think about the things that we say before we say them. It's so easy to hurt someone that you really care about with just 1 or 2 misplaced, insensitive words. The next thing you know, right, damage has been done. And it's important, people. It really is, going forward, that we all think about the things that we say. I'm just going to tell you one quick story as an illustration. A guy came up to me at work about 3 days ago and said, so you're a relationship guru? I was watching your channel. I said, no. And I don't believe he watched my channel, but somebody probably told him at the YouTube channel. I said, I'm not a relationship guru. It's not even what my channel's about. And of course, he didn't want to hear that because he had a question he wanted to ask a relationship guru. So I was going to be that relationship guru, whether I liked it or not. And he's like, because I just had a question that I needed to ask. I'm having some problems. And I was like, well, what's the problem? And he's like, well, and I'm going to curse people because there's no way to do this justice if I don't. You're going to have to hear what he said, and I apologize for that. But he said, well, the problem's with me and my bitch. and I said, okay. And he's like, yeah, she's been jumping my shit lately. I'm like, well, the key to that, you really want to make sure that you don't beat her. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you don't beat her. That is the wrong thing to do. And I've seen it before where people will beat their bitch, especially if she jumps up on, say, the bed or the couch, and that's something that you're trying to keep your dog off. And he's like, no, I'm talking about my girl. I'm like, well, then why would you refer to her as a female dog? Right? And he's like, no, it's just an expression. People, really be careful about things that are just expressions. If you're going to refer to somebody by a name that is derogatory, whether you're being, it's okay, I love her, I'm just calling her, it's not okay. I promise you, there's power in words. Even if she chuckles at it, what you've done is you've lowered the level of respect that you have for your significant other. There's no other way around it. And even if she goes, it doesn't bother me, it bothers her. Even if it's at a subconscious level, you have to understand that it does. And there are tons of people across this planet that put up with things because they don't feel comfortable standing up for themselves on specific issues, even if they say that it doesn't bother them. What it's done is it's lowered the threshold of respect. And it is something that we do in our society every single day. We lower the threshold of respect. Anything that happens from that point on, it can't be as good as it's supposed to. Do you understand? It's impossible to. If I go up to a friend of mine, it's just a guy that's a friend, and I go, hey, wimp, right? Or use any other of the slurs, which I can't use anymore because I just don't feel comfortable saying any of them. But you understand what I'm saying. If you start the conversation out by using a term that is known to society to question someone's manhood, even if that person doesn't really take umbrage and want to swing at you, obviously the level of respect that I've shown him isn't there. He's not going to give me any back. For real. It's why that if you really want communication to work, you have to respect the person that you're talking to. If you don't, fine. But don't disrespect him or her in your words. It's okay not to respect somebody. You have the right in this country to not respect somebody. You also have the right in this country to be a jerk. Make no mistake about it. You have the right in the United States of America to be a jackass. Doesn't mean it's a good idea. So as we start going forward, and there's going to be plenty of shows on communication, people, I want us to really think about the words that come out of our mouths, right? At the most basic level. Think of the words that you use on a day-to-day basis, and think of the power behind those words. What those words can do. The power behind them is astounding. Don't think for a second that it's no big deal. I'm telling you right now, it's a huge deal. Go up to 5 or 6 women who you don't know well, right? Or that you don't date or whatever, and say, you like the idea of someone calling you a bitch. And I don't mean because you're acting a certain way. I just mean referring to you as that title. And see what they think and what they say. See how many of them go, oh, I love that. Yeah, that's great. Please call me that. People, words mean things, right? They mean things. If you don't think there's power in words, I'll tell you something. You've never been to prison. In prison, there are 2 words that if you use, you have to fight. I'm not kidding. If a person calls me a punk or a person calls me a bitch inside the prison system, I have to fight that person. I don't have a choice. If I choose not to and I take the high ground and I say, well, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not that person. They'll beat me off the yard that day. So there are literally 2 words inside the system that instant fist fight. Instant. There's no way around it. And it's terrifying. You get into an argument with somebody and you're just saying to yourself, please don't use the B word. Please don't use the B word. Please don't use the B word. Because you know that if that comes, it's on. You don't have an out. And it's usually much better to fight 1 person than 10. So you just have to do it. And outside prison walls, words are a little less, they're a little less dramatic in the power that they have. But trust me, people, when I tell you that words have power, we had the words mean things. Words have power, amazing power. The name change of this channel did something instantly. It took the spotlight off of 1 person, because this channel is not about 1 person, right? Now, instantly, when you hear the name of this channel, you realize it's your channel as much as it's mine. And I think there were three people. There might have been three people that all seemed to chime in on the how great a name Lifeboat was. It was not on the list, people. It's the way that this went down is so awesome. Elwood was one. I think Tony was another one, and the third I think was a lady. But regardless, the number of people that voted for it really just hammers home the fact that we got the right name. I think I counted 4 votes altogether that were not votes for the Lifeboat. And I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. To get my name off of it, I think really makes a statement. There's power in words. This is a perfect demonstration of that. People, if you want to get on the Lifeboat, all you got to do is click the blue thing. It's going to show up right down here. Should be right around right there somewhere. Click on it, and you can get on this boat. You can become part of this family. Over here, if you look down here somewhere, you're going to see videos. Watch them, people. All of them. I promise you, there's things you're missing if you haven't watched them all. If you just found the channel and you're just watching today's video, I have laid the framework for so much that we're doing going forward that if you missed those videos, you're definitely not getting what you could get out of this channel. Watch them 4 or 5, 6 times, and I promise you there are nuggets there. People, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and this is the Lifeboat, people. So happy about that. I will be seeing you this evening for the ounce of prevention. Thanks, everybody. Can't wait to go to bed. It's been a really long night. It was a long, long day at work. Hey, are you ready for a power word? I love you, people. I really do. I love this boat, and I love everybody on it. Thank you so much for letting me be your captain. I am Tommy Scoville. Captain Tommy Scoville. And this is the Lifeboat. We'll see you, people.